Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Arctic Gill here. Welcome to my first tutorial on how to, say, augment well on, I guess, a weapon on PSO. Today I'm working on a Nemesis rod. It has 5 augments. I'll go over a couple little things of what I did, how I got to this point, and then how we're going to go about actually applying the augments to the weapon. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are. This is the weapon we're working with right now. We're working on the Nemesis Sage. What you guys didn't see off screen, because it took me a little bit to get this fodder put together, I went ahead and upslotted this. And if you're not aware, upslotting is really...
What do you need?
I can put a couple of these together so I can kind of show you what I mean. So, don't use that. So, upslotting is when we're doing this shenanigan here. See how everything turned red, you got percentages down, everything looks awful, like there's going to be a huge issue. I don't want any of that to occur, so to keep the best statistic possible, so you have the best percentages, for example, you're going to want to just stay right at your 5 slot. Now, the weapon we're going to be working on today is actually the Nemesis Sage, but I wanted to have this Alter Magia. We're going to pick up Stamina 4, Casting 4. I'm also going to put on a Soul from the Diabos in the new Ultimate Quest, as well as HP and PP from an Affix Augment item. So you guys are going to see a bunch of different things here. I'm aware this is not efficient for the most attack, but kind of plug and play other items of what I'm putting in here. So instead of, say, stamina and PP, you put casting and PP, or instead of my stamina 4 I'm going to be placing in, you can place like a soul, not a soul, but a fever, or a vinculum, modulator, apprentice soul. There's different things like that you can squeeze together. This is more of like a budget one that will still look great on paper. But it works great for weaponry, because what we want here, I went ahead and 35'd a lot of weapons here. This gives me the Alter Magia, so I'm going to pick up 30 health and 20 tech there. This here gives me 100% on stamina 4, so that's another 60 health there. And then I'm also picking up, not this, we're picking up the casting 4 off this. Now what this benefits for us is, normally when you're trying to get casting 4, stamina 4, or the Alter Magia for example, you're having to put other pieces of fodder together, and I'm going to show you that in a demonstration for the Diablo Soul. You're going to have to apply it to your fodder, then move the fodder to your actual weapon. So right now we're already taking up 3 slots. You're only able to select 5 during your augment process, so there's 3 weapons taken up right there. And I'll just show a little mock-up here. Let's say we did the Nemesis Sage. I want this, and I want this. Well, there's 3 item slots there. Now I want the Diablo Soul. These have 2 souls on it. Now let's just go ahead and click this. So there's 3 of my augments right away. But the Diablo Soul is at 50%. That's not going to work for us right now. We need that higher. To get that higher, we need to add in a 3rd soul. So to get that during the augment process, we're actually going to have to come into this guy and select these 3. Okay. And before we get to that, I need to make sure I have my augment 30s with me. This is going to be something you really need to make this happen. I actually don't have any on me, so I'm actually going to show you where to get these augment aids. You're going to need them when you're doing 4 or 5 augments. So let's go ahead and take our... Where is my EX cubes? Did I pull all of them out earlier? I may have pulled them out earlier. Okay, so we're just going to take some of my bouncer cubes, in case I need some.
Come back soon.
So we're going to go over here. You're going to come up these stairs. because I know I'm going to need an Augment 30.
Welcome.
EX Cube Exchange. Okay, so I have 13 on me. I don't have very many.
Please come again.
Swap shop. Bottom down here. Class exchange cubes. We can swap. So that'll give me 20. That should give me 30. That'll be enough.
Welcome.
And we're going to come all the way down. Right here. Augment 20. Augment 30s. Augment 40s are great. You can use this during the upslot and get a guaranteed 5 augment upslot. But if you notice, that's 100 EX cubes. It's really expensive to work with. But I did it earlier.
Thanks for your business.
I'm sure I'm going to need 2 of those.
Please come again.
But you can guarantee 4 augments all day long on that 30%. So let's go back here. We're going to fix an augment.
What do you need?
Let's affix it to... let's go ahead and just put it on the Sage itself. So we'll click all these. That gives me the option for the soul right away. And we're not using that. So it doesn't really matter what other augments I pick. I just need to maintain what I have. And here's my soul here at 80%. Now if you have an augment 20, you can fill it in that way. I'm going to have to use my 30. Success booster 30. Boom. So there's my soul. And we succeeded there. Now we'll come back into this. Now this is where we do the mock-up. Now you just notice how I put the souls in. I'm gonna have to still select 2 of these weapons to make sure that soul stays at 80%. But on that backside, we could. Actually, I don't want to really mess with this just in the event Ultra Magia has an issue. So I'm actually not going to mess with that because I have not tested it myself. So we're actually going to go back to this weapon now. The Nemesis Sage. We're going to select this guy. Select this. 2 of these. And then the Sage Stolen. Or the Sigma Stolen, I should say. We're going to affix the Augment HP and PP2. We want that. So that gives me Casting 4, Stamina 4, Ultra Magia. Come down. We pick up my soul. And mobile stamina is already selected for us. Now let's say you really wanted to go for that upslot. Let's just see what that upslot will look like. Let's pick a 100%er. So you drop all the way down to 55% on all of that. You can boost these percentages through mutation, but if you notice, even with a 40%, that soul is going to be sitting around 84%. The other 5 there are going to be at 95%. I'm personally not going to mess with that. I want this. This is actually what I want. And this is going to look like a pretty nasty setup here. So there we go. Diego Soul is on. We got Ultra Magia, Stamina 4, Casting 4, and Noble Stamina. So when we finally look at this, yeah, my health boosted almost 200. When we look at this now, we're picking up 90 tech power and 170 health. We're still grabbing some PP and some deck. I'm aware that I grabbed a lot of HP off this build. That's actually what I wanted. There are other weapons out there with a different augment factor. And I wanted this more than I wanted. And I'll show you another item. That this is a build I did here. Noble Casting would have given me another 30 tech. So I would have gone up to 120 tech power on that build. Yeah. So that would have been... And I would have went down to 120 health. So you could have had 120 tech and 120 HP with this build, which is a solid 5 augment build. Well, I thank you guys for stopping by. I'm actually going to do another tutorial build for my armor. I actually got to go collect a few bits of fodder for this piece. It's okay-ish as of now, but I want it pushed further. I want it at least minimum 4 augment. I'm probably going to do a very similar build again. I'm going to do a stamina build and get more health on my gear. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!